All right, welcome to another episode of Political Gurus, aka the MAGA channel, aka the Marge Taylor Greene channel. Everybody who knows me knows she's my favorite politician in the world. So let's talk about Bannon's girl. That's what she's called, Bannon's girl. And on this show, we're going to speculate that there's a good chance she will be running for president either in 2018 or 2022. A lot of people think she won't. We're going to give the reasons for thinking she will and the reasons she won't. We're going to start off by saying that Bannon is the guy who, with his War Room his War Room channel and podcast, has helped push Marjorie Taylor Greene and push Trump's message out there, and has been very valuable to the MAGA movement. Now, Donald Trump he didn't coin the word MAGA, but he appropriated it from before. It goes way back. Even Obama and co. would talk about Make America Great Again. But what Bannon did was gave Trump the codified policies for it. So like I said, today we're going to look to see if Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's his protege, is going to run for president, or she's just going to get out of politics. Because we know she says she's going to step down before the midterms or step down next year and not run for office. Okay. Now, the reasons I think she's could be running for president is that she stepped down from the House so that she doesn't have to sully her name when the Republicans get slaughtered in the next elections. And at the same time, she can distance herself from Trump, who's no longer America first. Trump is Israel first. Kunle's favorite topic, AIPAC, so he can talk about that today. So, and she's distancing herself from this. She's distanced herself from a lot of the policies that Bannon said make someone MAGA. So what Bannon says makes you MAGA is tariffs, that's taxes, okay, Trump's on that. But also, all these continuous wars have to go. Marjorie Taylor Greene is against the Iran thing. She's against Venezuela and all of that. Also, a move away from establishment, bringing in firebrand politicians like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like Sarah Palin, who used to be a Tea Party person, and like Trump when he first came in, although now Trump is an establishment. So she fits into all these patterns. She's against war. She's against AIPAC. Trump isn't. And she's for getting rid of career politicians and bringing in firebrand people like her who are down to earth, who aren't established politicians from birth, which goes against the Democrats and the Republicans. Usually have people who are lawyers, people who groom themselves merely to be a politician. But the problem that we have now is that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Bannon are on the outside. Bannon, who is still supposed to be cool with Trump, is overshadowed by guys like Shapiro and guys like the AIPAC movement, which wants to continue drawing America into what's going on with Israel rather than focusing on America, and the CIA, which is doing wars with Ukraine, doing Venezuela thing, and causing a disruption. So Bannon and Taylor have a big hurdle to pass because the money that comes from the CIA and through AIPAC and through the military-industrial complex is strong. So, but the thing she has going on her side is that she has a populist movement. She has Bannon's War Room, and she relates to Middle America, and might even be able to steal the thunder from AIPAC and the thunder from all the money from Wall Street and CIA and catch a fire, especially with the help of Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and other people who are using the media to put their voice out. They're putting their lives in danger because, when you mess with the money of AIPAC and you mess with the money of the CIA and you mess with the money of the war industry, they'll kill you. I mean, the war industry killed John Kennedy. They can kill their own president. They could kill these people. But I think they may not be able to do that because this movement now is becoming popular and Americans are fed up. So what we're going to talk about today is what is the likelihood that she'll run for office? Is she going to run for office in a couple of years as an independent MAGA away from the Republican or within the Republican Party and say, hey, look, I'm the voice of reason. I'm against all these wars. So let's put America first, unlike Trump, who is caught up with the Epstein files and with what's going on in Israel? Or is she just going to go into the background and become a popular cult figure on internet? I'd rather become the cult figure on the internet. You make money, your life is safe, and you don't have to go through all the bullshit you have to go to run for president. What are your thoughts, Kunle?
I think she's going to run for president. I think that she has some passionate views that are held out there. But the thing is, her views are a bit off step with what Trumpian politics is doing now. She's a bit more moderate. She was very critical of the killing of the second white chap in Minnesota.
Sure, the white guy in Minnesota. Yeah.
She was very critical of it. She doesn't give me the impression she wants to retire from politics. And she doesn't want to retire from politics, and she has a different view of how MAGA should be, and she's trying to express that. And there are people there that agree with her in that respect. She's the only front-running candidate that would look like to be interested in actually running for anything like the presidency. The only other person that might want to run is Trump's number two.
That's JD Vance. Well, JD Vance is supposed to be the heir apparent to MAGA, but I'm going to argue that JD Vance and Trump are no longer MAGA. They had the name, but they're not under the concept of MAGA anymore. And it's clear to me that they're not America first. But what makes you think she wants to come back to politics, especially since she's stepped down from the House and says she's not running for anything? So what makes you think she wants to still stay in politics? Well, also, she was against the shooting of the other guy, but she's in favor of ICE because ICE is part of MAGA, is the immigration to get people out of this country. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she needs to regroup. And also because these extreme elements of the Trump party are at play right now. So anybody that shows any kind of criticism that's too vocal at this point will become an enemy of the Trumpian movement. And I think that she doesn't want to disaffect herself from that position yet. So it would be premature of her to give off the impression at this stage that she would want to run.
Yeah, well, she's already crossed Trump. I'm not saying it's a bad thing by calling him out on the Epstein thing. So my thing is, why not go full force and go against him and say, Trump, you're not MAGA anymore? I mean, I know she's not doing that, but my thing is, if you cross him on pedophilia, isn't that the deepest cross you could do against him? She's calling him out, like, why don't you want to release it? You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's the fear he has, you know. And I've noticed of all the people that have been critical of Trump, even when he went after her, he still had to pull back.
Because
he doesn't go after her too hard. She's actually a dangerous person to.
Because she can call. Because if he goes after her, he's going to look like a fool. You don't go after a blonde white girl. No way. Even for black folk, we ain't gonna let you go after a blonde white girl. No, but I'm just being funny. But the reason why he can't go after her is because she's pure. She keeps telling the truth. We don't need to spend our money on Israel. We don't need to spend our money on wars. We need to focus on America. And she's consistent. She doesn't turn her back. She says she's against immigrants. Even though a lot of people can call that racist, she sticks to her guns. And like I said, she's a blonde girl. She got a lot of charisma. So he cannot. If he goes after her, he's going to start to look like the same wolves he said he was trying to overcome. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I think she should run for the presidency because she represents the unresolved question at the heart of MAGA. You know, is this a movement that gets absorbed into the system or one that keeps trying to burn it down? So MPG forces that question in a way no Polish senator or donor-approved populist ever could. So the moment she enters a race, you know, the conversation stops being about policy, white papers, and starts being about, you know, power, loyalty, and who really owns the movement after Trump. She doesn't ask permissions from institutions. She doesn't soften her language for suburban voters, and she doesn't pretend the system is redeemable. And she's really brave, and, you know, she's blonde. So she's ridiculous.
That's the main thing. She's blind. And here's another thing. She's
also that something so silly is such a big deal. It's so sad.
And also, she's uncivilized, but I'm saying it in a good way. She's like a homegirl. I would talk how I feel. I'm not a politician who wears suits and acts nice. So in other words, she appeals to the home down America. You know, where if you speak too much, if you talk too much with grammar and you're all this and that, you ain't shit. Like I say, you ain't shit. I might have a PhD, but I'm not going to say I have a PhD, that type of thing. And this is what Bannon's moving. But I think Bannon is backtracking now. No, I think he's regathering himself because Bannon is really the person who was the philosophical architecture for MAGA when Trump came in. Trump doesn't like politicians. He's not part of the deep state. But what happened is that Trump has been hijacked by JD Vance, hijacked by Netanyahu in Israel. He's been hijacked by a bunch of big people. And Bannon sees that. But rather than Bannon to attack Trump, because if you attack Trump, people might say you're attacking MAGA. Bannon is regrouping, just like in like the Jedi or the Sith Lord. He's training his Jedi to take Trump, but now is not the time to fully go against Trump. Let him continue. If more than 10 people get killed in Minnesota again, and Trump says he wants to go to Iran, if Trump is stupid enough to go to war with Iran and Americans start getting killed and Jewish people start getting killed, then Bannon doesn't have to destroy Trump. and Trump will destroy himself, and Bannon will step in and say, "No, we don't need J.D. Vance. We need Marjorie Taylor Greene." Because if Marjorie Taylor Greene attacks J.D. Vance, nobody's going to care. But if she attacks Trump directly, people will care. So let Trump hang himself. Kunle, you've already seen that Trump is backtracking in Minnesota. He said he's going to tone down because now 2 white people have got killed in Minnesota, and Trump, and a lot of people are like, Trump, you got to calm down. So my thing is, let Trump keep fucking himself up. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Bannon will not have to attack him directly because it's, like I said, it's risky for them to do that because Trump is still the name that has more power in MAGA. What do you think, Kunle?
Yeah, I think the notification of America happened a little bit too fast.
But let's get to the point. The point I'm talking about now.
The growth of the violence has now caused the MAGA, that schism, because of the extremity, has caused them to break. And America is at a point where do they stay with the extremity of Trump or do they tone it down with the ideas of Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is we still have similar ideas, but I want to use them in a humanitarian way. And what is going on with ICE in particular, which is like the main driving force right now of topic in America, to me, looks like where America is right on the edge and which side are they going to fall on. And I think that America is still more likely to fall on the side of moderation, which would be Marjorie. I don't think that they're yet ready to go that fast, extreme, hard right. It will take several more years to do that.
Yeah, but Trump is becoming, he's no longer MAGA, he's becoming imperial because the number one tenet of MAGA is no more of these wars. And Trump right now is threatening to go to war with Iran. Kunle, don't you think if he goes to war with Iran, he's cashing a check that's going to make him go to jail? I'm not talking about real jail. He's about to destroy his political career.
He's just doing what Netanyahu told him to do, to go to war with Iran.
Oh, yeah, well, he can do what Netanyahu tells him. If he sends, Iran's not playing. As soon as and I even have a feeling Iran's going to do a preemptive strike because Trump has continued. He killed General Soleimani years ago. Then he did that strike with Israel. So he might get to the point where maybe it's too late. And Iran is going to be like, well, we have no choice. Even if we lose the war, let's start it first so we can have a good shot. And it's all because of Trump with his posturing. Yeah, what in the world is Trump's excuse for sending ships out to Iran? Americans don't know Iran. Iran is not affecting us. So I think that's going to be the ground where Trump signs his own fate and dies. What I mean by die, I'm not saying die literally. That's where his political career is going to go to the graveyard. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, he's going to the graveyard because there's no reason for him to send ships out there to fight Iran when he says he's supposed to be American.
Iran is capable of taking out an aircraft carrier. They're actually capable.
Oh, no, they can. Iran has war missiles, and Russia and China have given them more weapons. And the country that's going to get pummeled is Israel. Then he's going to attack bases in there. And even if he doesn't kill America, he's going to strike America hard on those bases. Anyway, let's get back. We're almost done. What are your thoughts, Alex? What we're saying? So basically, I'm arguing that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Bannon can sit back a little bit and not attack Trump because he's spiraling out of control and he's going to destroy himself. And they will pick up the void. Well, they're going to fight. They're going to fight J.D. Vance for the void. What do you think, Alex? Yes.
Yeah, I feel like Trump shouldn't really be challenged at the moment. I think it should be waited out, Yeah. Let him overextend, let him alienate parts of the base, let the chaos peak. Meanwhile, Taylor stays visible, relatable, and unowned, growing into the symbol of what MAGA was supposed to be after the dust settles. So whether she ever runs or not, it almost doesn't matter. The threat of her run alone disciplines the movement and terrifies everybody. So they should just wait it out.
We'll see what happens. Good point. So any last thoughts, Kunle, before we head out?
Yeah, I noticed Stephen Miller when he was concerned. When Stephen Miller is concerned about the extremity, then you've gone too far. That guy is horrific. He's a cross between Goebbels and the slimy person.
And he's concerned.
Yeah, when he was concerned, I kept looking, is that Miller? I kept looking up, which Miller is it? Miller Light?
Miller Reich.
I think that America really is at that checkpoint. They move too fast, too fast on the right, and I think the American people are ready for that.
Too fast on the right. Too much imperial
but not right now. Not just right now.
All right, so take us out, man.
Yeah, so it's been an exciting look at whether Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to step in and take up the reins of the Republican Party, because after Trump, I see no way forward for their for who the young people are going to follow. And as this presidency continues to descend into, let's use the word unpredictability, as the master is saying, chaos. From myself and Alex and Mustafa, we bid you goodbye, farewell, Atia. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, guys, as usual, good one. We were straight to the point. So we'll be back on Wednesday. Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Kunle, we have F1 in about 10 minutes.